Okay, so reverse Delaware and 12 techniques, just to shoot a recap video. So let's start from Galaxy Guard, which was the first guard, lapel guard to be looked at. So let's just say from here, I have Shay in the Galaxy Guard position. Okay. So again, from there, all I'm really thinking about is, now I can play reverse Delaware on both lapels. I can play it on the far side, and I can play it on the near side collar. We'll just look at the near side collar. So from this position, I'm going to let go of the collar, back of my hand comes in, I invert, and from there, I'm just passing the lapel from my left hand to my right hand. As I come back, the detail is, I want my knee above Shay's knee. And then we're going to go into a variety of different sweeps I can do from there. The whole game is, my knee's above his knee, and in the reverse Delaware grip, my grip is between my hamstring and his shin. Let's get another angle on that. Just here on this side. So just from the Galaxy Guard. Again, when we were playing Galaxy Guard, I was looking to pull Shay's leg forwards to have this leg here. He's pulling his leg back, which gives me the options of the worm guard scenarios. So from that position, all I'm going to think about is my hand comes inside. I'm going to keep my leg on the outside from this position, and then I just pass the lapel from my left hand to my right hand, and then I spin back. And now we're in this position where my knee is above his knee. One more time on that. Let's get another here, bro. So from the Galaxy Guard position, okay, all I'm going to be doing from there is back of the hand comes in, okay, and once I'm into this position, I swim my foot underneath, make the grip, spin around, and now I'm into my reverse Delaware position. That's on the near side collar. I can also do it on this collar. So when we were playing Galaxy Guard, we looked about how Shay could do a throw by, whereby he'd make a grip on my pants from here with his hand, and he'd be throwing my leg this way. Remember we talked about how I could bring this foot into the collar to keep my guard. I would be here, and then I could pass the lapel to this hand. If that makes sense. So again, what Shay want to do, he wants to throw the leg back this way. Perfect. And once I get into that position, I'm just inverting again, making my grips, and spinning my leg back behind again. So again into reverse Delaware. And again, I can play it with the leg on the inside, or the leg past the hip, and we'll look at all those variations again. So one more time on that, here on this side, bro, here, perfect. So maybe I was playing my Spider Galaxy Guard, okay. From that position, Shay makes a grip on my pants, starts to throw my foot this way. So again, I use that cross grip Galaxy. Now I can pass the lapel to here. When he throws it back from that position, I'm just inverting, passing the lapel, and spinning back around again. And again, from this position, I'm into my reverse Delaware. Either the foot will be past the hip or inside. More angle on that. Just here's perfect, bro. Let's go from Spider Galaxy, nice. Just turn this way, bro, perfect. So I'm playing Spider Galaxy. I want Shay's left foot beside my right hip. He steps back, perfect. Grabs my pants, does a throwback. I use cross grip Galaxy. Bring this inside, and then when he throws that past again, it's just really about all me inverting underneath, making my grip, and pass spinning back around again. You've noticed I have that knee over knee position. Okay, so that's our second setup into reverse Delaware guard. So let's look at the first sweep, the basic scissor sweep. I tend to I like to get to reverse Delaware from worm guard. So let's just say I'm playing worm, and again I come up, make the grips. So I've switched, I'm in ring worm now. So worm guard, I would be coming to here. Alright, reverse Delaware, I come underneath from here. First sweep I'm looking for, which is the third technique, is I come up and grab the collar, and now from there I lift myself up and I push my foot past Shay's hip. Look how high I am on him. So now when I swing around, I'm here, boom, put him straight down. And use that grip to pull myself into mount. I think that's the best move from reverse style worm. So one more time on that. That's our third technique. So we just go from worm guard. So from here, I swim down. Instead of coming to here, I come underneath and I make that grip. You've noticed my knee is below Shay's knee. I want my knee up there. How do I do that? I sit and grab the collar and I physically pull myself up and past him. Now my hip's beside his hip. Now what happens when I swing this way, boom, put him straight down. I use that to pull myself up and I'm in the mount. So that's our reverse style worm scissor sweep. Fourth technique is similar, Brawley does it slightly different. He puts in a deep De La Hiva hook first. He doesn't rely on this big pendulum movement, so sometimes that might be an option. So let's look at that. So from here, we're in our position. I switch to reverse style worm. Maybe I couldn't get myself up. I'm going to spin towards his back and put in a deep De La Hiva hook. And now from there I sit up, I pull Shay towards me, and now I just kick him off. Sorry, that's the same move, alright, that we did in the reverse scissor sweep, just a slightly different way of getting there. This detail of pulling myself up as if you're putting yourself on a saddle on a horse. Come on, Red Brom. We're there. Let's go again on that one, bro. Okay, so, and again, you can get here from Galaxy. I'm just keeping things really, really simple. I think the hub from the lapel guard, ringworm guard, there's ringworm guard, bypassing worm and just making that grip underneath the shin. Maybe I couldn't grab that collar, Shay's posturing, and I couldn't get up, so I just spin around. Now I don't really have the knee line here, but I can put a deep De La Hiva hook in, sit up, pull him forward and just basically kick him off. Same scissor sweep concepts. Then I pull myself up into the mount. So that's our fourth technique, which would be another scissor sweep variation. Fifth technique is same move, only he tries to get inside knee position and to get into like a single leg X position. So this is our fifth technique. So from here, we come underneath. Maybe I couldn't get that, I came around, I done this, I pulled him forward, and then I kicked him off. Now if you notice, in the perfect world, I have inside knee position. My right knee, maybe just turn this way, bro. If you notice, inside of my right knee has inside position. Shay's right knee is outside mine. But if he's kind of shrimps that way and tries to bring his knee inside, perfect, as if he was trying to get into single leg X. Now he's got the inside knee position. This can be difficult for me. If I don't address this, okay, as I try to come up on top, Shay's going to go for single leg X. Just bring your foot up. Yes, I don't want that. So we're going to go into our lapel pass from this position. As I come up, I just find this. Boom! Jiu-jitsu! It was there all along. And we're in. I'm in the underhook. Poetry in motion. Let's look at that again. So it's just that same pass. Here on this side, bro. So we go to ringworm guard. We switch our grips, reverse style worm, I come around the back, bring him forward, I kick him off. We're here in this position. Shay butt scoops and gets inside knee position. Okay. So from that position I come up. Alright, from there my hand comes between and grabs the collar. And now you know what's happening next. I come across, bring his knee over, knee comes back in, second knee comes in. When the underhook, hand replaces, and we've passed. That's our fifth technique. Okay, so she can defend both those scissor sweeps by leaning in the opposite direction. So let's just say we're here. So this is our sixth technique. We're here. We go to reverse Stella worm. I put my De La Hiva hook in it, deep De La Hiva hook. And I'm looking to bring him forward and sweep him to my left, Shay's right. Shay's leaning this way. So if that's the case and I just feel there's too much weight going that way, I grab the belt, bring my knees forward and kick him off. Boom. And I take the back. Bow and arrow is our preferred finish from there. I already have the lapel, I didn't let it go. So another look at that. So from ringworm guard, we switch to reverse Stella worm. I pivot, I put that in. I'm trying to scissor sweep him that way. He's leaning this way. I feel the momentum's not there. Just sit up and grab the pants and now bring your knees towards your chest. Kick him off. Find the collar. Escape out. Bow and arrow. That's our sixth technique. Okay. So some of this is crossover from when we played Keenan Cornelius' system in the club a few years ago. There's an arm bar and a floor sweep, which is already on the channel, but we'll take a look at that as well. So when I get to that, Shay can counter that as well. So let's go back to that back take again. So from ringworm guard to reverse Della worm, I spin around to the back, I make this grip from this position. I bring Shay forward, but let's just say before I actually got around here, Shay's going to make a grip on my pants. If you've noticed, I need this hook coming around in. Okay. So from that position, anytime he grabs my pants, he's stopping me. Now I still want my knee over Shay's knee. That's a big detail. Now he's made that grip. He's kind of closed my root down towards his back. No problem. From there, I just find this. I just kick that off and I bring him straight into the arm bar. GG's there as well. You think about anytime he makes a grip in the pants, we don't try to break the grip. There's an open elbow there. Okay. So let's look at that again, bro. You're on this side. So that's our seventh technique. Okay. So ringworm guard. I come up, I make my reverse Stella worm grip. So we're here. Okay. And maybe I'm trying to spin to the back and Shay makes a grip on my pants from that position. I like to bring my knee towards me and actually find the tricep. And now from there I'll just pop that off and bring my knee in. Again, it depends. I can hit it from here, okay? Or I can physically get my leg relaxed over his head and basically take him over this way. And now straight into the armbar. There's a number of different routes that could go down. I'm not worry too much about that. So that's our seventh technique. Eighth technique is if I went for that variation, Shay can close it down by tucking his head. I got my left leg over his head. Let's just look at that scenario. So we're here. We come down, boom. We switch to reverse Stella worm. He makes the grip on the pants. Perfect. Now from there I found this and I was looking to get my leg over his head. Shay keeps his head tucked, just tuck your chin into your chest, and I can't get that profile. So from that position, all I'm going to do is just your basic floor sweep. Pull myself up on the mount. One more time on that. Now this is from him standing. A lot of the time, when people make that grip, they're going to drop the combat base because they want to stay tighter to me. Sometimes when you stay on your feet, especially when you're grabbing, they're afraid of the open elbow and they'll drop down. Let's just look at that scenario as well. So we're here, ringworm guard, reverse Stella worm from this position. Shay drops the combat base, nice. Then he makes that grip on the pants. So now from there I can take this off. I'm looking for the armbar. I want to bring my leg over his head. He tucks his chin, so he just can't get that bite. No problem, I just control that. That's the base that he needs. This pendulum's out and just comes around. And again, that detail of pulling myself up in the mount. If Shay gets the inside knee position again, yeah, no problem. We're coming up and we're straight into our cradle pass again. I can come up in on the underhook, head replaces, and we're in. So that's our 8th technique. Let's look at different scenarios for if they stuff my leg when I'm playing reverse Stella worm, or I happen to have my leg in the middle, which we were looking at on the cross grip Galaxy. You can play it with the leg in the middle as well. So from our position, we are here. This is our 9th technique. We are going to switch, we're going to transition to reverse Wormaconda. We can play any of the game from there, from a previous system. We'll go into the saddle sweep and the leg drag pass, keeping it simple. So pendulum down, there's ringworm guard. I come up into my worm guard scenario. I'm looking for the whole route, scissor sweep, back take, all that stuff. Shay now just steps back and stuffs my foot in the middle. Okay, we can play reverse Stella worm from this position. The problem is the knee line. Look how low my knee is below Shay's knee. And this would be very difficult to get back. Why? Because my foot isn't above his hip. Very hard for me to spin to his back, to do any of that stuff. So rather than trying to spin to his back, I'm going to spin between his legs. Just widen them, bro. I know what I remember. So from here, okay, all I'm going to do is, rather than spinning this way, I'm just going to invert underneath. And by sheer luck, you'll not believe it, we are in reverse Wormaconda. Okay, that means nothing if you haven't done the systems. But for us lapel guard players, this is pure gold. So I've got this leg over my head. All I'm going to do is get his hands on the mat, pick this leg up, pull it in, make the triangle, and now I'm saddle sweeping him this way. And once I get to here, I'm just driving forward with this leg, and we're going to come into the leg drag pass. Let's get another angle on that. So this works really well. You need a go-to move if he stuffs your reverse Stella worm. So let's just say we are here, come up, I have my reverse Stella worm grip. She steps back and stuffs my foot in here. Okay. Now if he's not giving me the space to spin, I can move him back a little bit. See, do I just take a back step? I need, I can't spin under him his feet like that. But that's fine. I can manufacture the same response by just kicking it that way. He has the space to obviously keep his stay on his feet. And now instead of spinning this way to the back, I just invert underneath and come around. And now we are into our reverse Wormaconda position. So nothing changes. 1, get his hands like that. 2, find the secondary leg, kick up, kick through, make the triangle, put him straight down. Once I come up to here, I usually like to go straight into the leg drag pass. Let's just get another angle on that, bro. On this side. So, we'll do it from Galaxy. So let's just say I was playing Galaxy Guard. We were here, looking Shay's left foot beside my hip. He goes for his throwback, so he makes the grip and throws my leg. There's your whole guard retention game. I bring this back over, and again he's trying to throw back. And once I'm in that position, I'm just inverting underneath. Now I'm looking to keep coming in that direction. and now I just bypassed our reverse worm guard position, and now we're into reverse worm aconda. Okay, so again from there all I do is give his hands on the mat, pick that up, saddle sweep, dump him over, coming up, leg drag pass. That's our 9th technique. Okay, so let's look at a few more options from that position. Another thing they can do is from reverse worm guard position, or reverse style worm position, is they can drop to combat base. So let's just say stay standing to start with. So we go through the whole hub. There's ringworm. There's reverse style worm. Everything so far has been Shea stood on his feet. Then we looked at it where he stuffed this leg, and another thing he can do from this position is just drop to combat base. Now again, from that position, that's quite a good strategy for him, because now Shea's knee is above my knee, or about the same level. For me to actually get to this back, I would have to physically lift my knee over, and he's got a free hand to stop that. So rather than getting into this whole battle of trying to get my knee over his knee, all I'm going to do is just come up and find the collar. From that position, I can come up and take him straight over, and we're into the whole lapel sweep position again. With the underhook here, and we're in. So we put a crossover from previous Galaxy guards. You're on this side, bro. So this is when they drop to combat base anytime we're playing our reverse style worm guard. So here, there's ringworm guard. There's reverse style worm. Shea drops to combat base. I know now it's the battle of the knee line. So rather than me giving myself a hernia trying to get my knee over his knee, not impossible, right? You still can play the game. Watch, I can still make this grip, come up, kick that leg over. The way now, when I spin back, my knee's over his knee, and I have the whole sweep game. So you can still go for that route. Just stay in combat base for. But another thing I can be thinking about from this position is just going back to something we've done before. This lapel cradle sweep. So I can just pendulum this leg, rather than trying to get this knee over this knee, just come up and reach through. Once I'm there, again, you know, we looked at how in the Spider Galaxy I could come up and do this to take him over. Sometimes that can be difficult, especially if Shea brings his leg to the inside. Oh, sorry, your right step over my knee, perfect. So now from there, when I come up, we just get the headlock. I can connect my hands, put them straight down, and now we're into our whole passing positions. Yeah. So even that. Replace, replace. So that's technique 10. Okay. Technique 11 is that's him in combat base. He might decide from reverse style worm to drop to 2 knees. Let's look at that scenario. So just you there, bro. So most times you're going to get into reverse style worm when they're standing. That's usually the setup. Then they'll catch themselves on and go, well, if I stay standing, there's so many more things to do. He's trying to close my lapel guard game down. So again, we sit up, there's ringworm, there's my reverse style worm grip. He drops to combat base. Maybe he's thinking, oh, this guy's very, very good from this position. Even that's dangerous. So another thing he can do is, he can drop this knee to the mat too. So he just pull that forward. Now it's a little bit different because I have the lapel, but I feel him trying to push this knee down. All I'm going to do from that position is physically take my leg out, and as he drops his knee to the mat, I'm coming down this way. I still have massive control of Shea. Once I get to my knees, I have him over. And, I'm on top. It's just about reading the situation ahead. I'm going to use the lapel. Obviously I don't keep the reverse style worm hook in at this stage, because it's going to be an easier sweep if I come to my knees because I have more leverage. Let's look at that again. So just drop the combat base, bro. Perfect. So it's all about realizing the knee position. When you get sort of into reverse delta worm, you'll kind of figure out it's a battle in the knee line. I want my knee above Shay's knee. He drops the combat base, okay? So now I can bypass that and come up into the lapel cradle pass, okay? But another thing he might do from there is he might drop that knee to the mat. Yes, take it back a step, come back up again. I know he wants to drop his knee to the mat, so as he drops his knee to the mat, I just take my foot out. But I keep this, and now I come to my knees, and now I just take the mat out from under him, and I'm in side control again. Let's just get another angle on that. We always want to be thinking about the path of least resistance. So from we were in reverse delta worm. Okay, anytime I know he wants to try and get his knee to the mat, he's dropping that knee down, he's taking my foot out. I keep that, see this underneath his foot, and I'm coming up to one knee under. And now I'm on my knees, I just put him straight down. And now I have him here. Now this can become a battle. That's the 11th one. Last move is, as I'm doing that, he might decide to put his foot back in the mat again and combat base again, because good players will be continually changing their position. We'll take it from the start. So from standing, last technique, 12th technique. So I'm coming to ringworm guard. I switch to reverse delta worm. I'm not going to play the whole game. Shay drops the combat base. Perfect. So we're here. He starts to put his knee on the mat, and I take my foot out. Now he comes back up to combat base. Just, yep, replant. Perfect. Now I'm here. If you notice, I haven't got the reverse delta worm. Doesn't matter. We're straight back into the lapel guard pass, which was technique 10. Put him down. Knee comes in. When the underhook, head comes to this side. Hand replaces knee. And I jump over. So again, kind of that. Just from combat base, bro. So I can go back to the 10th move even though I've lost reverse delta worm. So we were here. There's my reverse delta worm grip. Nice. He starts to put his knee down. I take my foot out. Maybe he starts to bring it down, then he comes back up again. So we're here. And looks as if I have no control of him because originally my foot was in there. I don't need it. I just, because I have no control over this side of the body with my right leg, I just replace it with my hand. Come to my knees, find the head, boom, put him down. Once I'm there, knee comes in, win the underhook, head comes across, hand replaces, and we're in. That's slightly different from number 10. I'll show you. It was different because my foot was in the last time. Just go to combat base there again, bro. So you're aware there is a slight difference in that. So technique 10 was when we were here and I couldn't beat the knee line, I come up and my leg was on this side. So then I can use that to put him down. Alright, come up again. If he's smart, he steps his foot out, and if you notice, I'm just where I was in technique 11. My legs were on the outside. In that scenario, I can't use my leg. So we just find the head. Boom. Put him down. Knee comes in. Win the underhook. Second knee comes in. Replace. Replace. So that's our recap for reverse